Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our English podcast. I'm Emma.
And I'm James. We're really glad you joined us today.
In this episode, we're going to talk about hobbies, the things we enjoy doing in our free time, like reading, cooking, playing sports, or listening to music.
Yes, talking about hobbies is one of the most common topics in English conversations. People often ask, what do you like to do in your free time? Or what are your hobbies?
And while you listen to us today, we want you to practice too. Repeat after us, answer the questions we ask, and even pause the video to say your own sentences out loud.
Exactly. And before we begin, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an English practice episode.
Great. Now, let's get started and talk about our hobbies. Welcome, everyone. In this first chapter, we're going to talk about why thinking in English is so important. James, a lot of people study English for years, but they still translate from their own language. Why is that a problem?
That's a great question, Emma. The main issue is speed. When you translate in your head, you create a delay. For example, if someone asks you, "What's your favorite food?" and you first think in your own language, then translate into English, your brain works twice as hard. That delay makes conversations slower and less natural.
Exactly. But when you think in English, your brain connects directly to the language, like how you think naturally in your mother tongue. It feels smoother, more fluent, and automatic.
And honestly, if you want to use English at work, while traveling, or just making friends online, you don't have time to translate. You need instant reactions. Thinking in English gives you that speed.
Yes, and here's another benefit. It reduces mistakes. Many learners make grammar or vocabulary mistakes because they try to translate directly. But when you think in English, you start to feel what's correct, almost like a native speaker.
So if you're still translating in your head, don't worry. That's normal at the beginning. But the faster you train your brain to think in English, the faster you'll sound confident and natural.
That's why in this podcast, we'll share simple steps you can practice. By the end, you'll notice your thinking and speaking will connect smoothly without translation. All right, now that we understand why thinking in English is important, let's talk about how to actually do it. James, what's the first step?
Step 1 is to start small. Don't try to think in full sentences right away. Begin with single words. For example, when you see a chair, instead of thinking of the word in your language and then translating, just say to yourself in your mind, chair.
That's such a good tip. I remember when I was learning Spanish, I used to label things in my house with sticky notes. So I'd see door or window written in Spanish, and over time, my brain automatically started to connect the object with the word without translation.
Exactly. And step 2 is to describe your daily actions in English. For example, when you wake up, say to yourself, I am brushing my teeth. I am drinking water. I am getting dressed. It feels funny at first, but it trains your brain to connect daily life with English words.
Yes, and here's step 3. Ask yourself simple questions in English. For example, what do I want to eat? Or what's the weather like? Even if you're just answering in your head, you're practicing thinking in English. And step 4 is very powerful. Use English for your inner voice. You know that little voice in your head that's always talking? Try to make it speak English, even if it's very simple. That's my favorite one. It feels strange in the beginning, but soon it becomes natural. Even if you make grammar mistakes in your head, it's okay. The point is to get used to the flow of English.
Yes, don't worry about being perfect. Thinking in English is not about grammar tests. It's about building a direct link between your brain and the language.
So, to recap, start with words, describe your actions, ask yourself simple questions, and use your inner voice in English. If you do this every day, your brain will slowly stop translating and start thinking directly in English. All right, listeners, now it's time to put everything into practice. Let's do some simple exercises together so you can start training your brain to think in English.
Yes, let's start with something easy. Exercise 1. Look around you right now and name 5 things you see in English. For example, I can say table, laptop, glass, book, pen.
Perfect. And here's a little challenge. After naming them, try making a very simple sentence with each. For example, the book is on the table. Or, I have a pen.
Exactly. Exercise 2. Describe what you are doing right now. For example, I can say, I am talking into a microphone. I am sitting on a chair. You can do the same while you're cooking, walking, or even waiting for the bus.
Yes, and don't worry if the sentences are very simple. The goal is not to be perfect, it's to practice thinking in English without translating.
All right, exercise 3. Ask yourself a question in English and answer it. For example, I can ask, what do I want to eat? And then answer, I want pasta.
Or maybe, what's the weather like? And answer, it's sunny today. These small conversations with yourself will help you get more comfortable with English.
Exactly. And exercise 4 is one of my favorites. Tell a short story about your day in English. For example, this morning I woke up at 7, I drank coffee, then I went to work.
I love that one. It helps you practice using the past tense and also creates a habit of reflecting in English. You can do this before bed every night. Just tell yourself your day's story in English.
Yes. And remember, listeners, it doesn't matter if your sentences are short or if you make mistakes. The key is to keep your brain active in English.
Exactly. And the more you practice, the faster your brain will stop translating and start thinking directly in English. So listeners, you've learned the steps to start thinking in English, and you've practiced with us. But here's the most important thing. You need to stay consistent.
Yes, because learning English isn't about one big step. It's about small steps every single day. Even 5 minutes of practice can make a huge difference over time.
That's right. Think of it like going to the gym. You don't get strong in one day, right? You build strength little by little. The same is true with English.
Exactly. And don't be afraid of mistakes. Mistakes are part of the journey. Every mistake is proof that you're learning and improving.
And remember, the goal isn't perfection. The goal is communication. If people understand you, then you're already successful.
Well said. And to our listeners, here's our challenge for you. Choose one exercise from today's episode and practice it every day for 1 week. It could be describing your surroundings, telling a short story about your day, or asking yourself simple questions.
Yes, and we'd love to hear from you. Share your practice in the comments, or tell us which exercise helped you the most.
And of course, if you enjoyed this podcast and want more English practice with us, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss our next episodes.
Exactly. Keep practicing, stay motivated, and soon you'll notice you're not just speaking English, you're thinking in English.